Why do you think Cape Town is so hot right now?
Sure. Hopefully your program would have been a lot longer so I could go through all of it. But I think just to give you kind of a few nuggets, I think the first thing is that there's a favorable exchange rate from an international perspective. I think there's recognition globally as a destination. But if we take maybe 4 years back, since the Brazil World Cup is coming up, the 2010 World Cup highlighted that South Africa is more than just, you know, the big five. Is that there's an urban, thriving metropolis here in Cape Town, and I think that's kind of what also catapulted the destination as Cape Town, you know, to a global audience. And so it's on the back of the World Cup success and in promoting the destination. But I think more importantly is that we're seeing that we've got world-class experiences, everything from, you know, world-class shopping through to outdoors. I mean, within 15 minutes you can be in the seven wonder of the world.
Yeah.
So we've got all of that going for us, but what's also important is that we've got a professional and committed and collaborative tourism industry. I think that's also one of the things that sets us apart, is that here in Cape Town you have industries like Cape Town Tourism, FEDHASA, who all work together with local government because we understand the value of tourism. And it's about the collective efforts of all of them to make sure that we actually have a world-class city, not just for the international visitors, but also for locals. And I think if you look at it, locals are actually spoilt for choice.
Yeah.
So that you can be at the beach, you can go
anything
do
in Cape
shopping,
Town.
you can go for a hike, and then also outside of the outskirts of the city, there's so much to do and see, and around every corner there's something extraordinary happening in Cape Town. And I think that's all part of what we have on offer here.
Now, I think Cape Townians might be worried that with the increasing tourism, things might start to get a little expensive. What do you have to say to them?
Well, I think the challenge for us, as always, is that if exchange rate is favorable, that means that more international visitors will spend more within the destination, which we actually saw over the December to February period. Is that foreigners said to us in a survey they were actually surprised by the value that they find in the destination, which meant they actually spent more. And what that means for locals is that if the foreign spend is happening, the beneficiation will come back to them, because it means it creates opportunities for more jobs and employment, whether it's temporary or not, is that opportunities are created through the stimulation of what tourism brings to the city. Right. So yes, prices will increase, and I think that's a natural thing of what we need to understand about simple economic supply and demand. But it's also about creating opportunities for other people to be part of the tourism industry, whether indirectly or directly, which is important for us. So as a local, I don't think it's too expensive, because there's so many things to do for free that a lot of Cape Townians don't appreciate in their own backyard.
Like, what are they?
Going to the beach.
Yeah.
I mean, it's free. If you were in Joburg, you'd be kicking yourself for not being so close to the beach. I think being in a National 7 Wonder, you don't have to pay to go, and you can actually walk into the national park. You can go and do other activities with your kids and family. That's for free. Yes, there are certain incidental costs, whether it's you know, spending time in a restaurant, but if you pack in samis and stuff, you can take it and still experience what others do. And there's enough, everything from 5-star luxury accommodation to everything to do for free. And I think that's the beauty of the city, is that locals need to get out and experience the city. I'll be honest with you, I've spoken to so many foreigners who've come to Cape Town, and they actually know more about the city than the locals do.
That's always true for the people who live in this city. Exactly. So many people in Paris have never been up the Eiffel Tower. Yeah,
so I think it's important for us to get to shift that perceptions of locals and get them to be visitors in their own city. And Cape Town Tourism has a program which we run every year, where it's kind of the My Cape Town thing, and where we said, you know, be a tourist in your own city, where museums will, you know, say entry is for free, where the My City and Metro will come on board to give people access to the attractions. So there's lots of these activities that happen, but it's again, are locals ready for that? If you look at weekends, the locals are out there, they're shopping, they're experiencing stuff, which tourists do anyway. So I think there's so much to offer in this destination if a lot of people can get off their couches and actually go and experience it.
All right, and Enver, just before I let you go, I want to know what your top 5 things to do in Cape Town are.
Only 5?
Yes, you must pick 5. I know there's so many.
Okay, so let me do then, the easiest thing is to do the big 6 or maybe the big 7.
Oh, but that's, okay.
Which makes it easy, because again, to my point, a lot of locals don't experience themselves because they always think it's restricted. So of course, Table Mountain, it's a new 7 Wonder of the world. Go up Table Mountain. If you don't want to use the cableway, walk.
And
it's a good
people don't know it's free on your birthday.
There we go. It's also a good thing. Yeah, and then the sunset stuff that they have. So, and then there's also specials they have for kids. So if you got kids, I mean, just look at their website or check ours out. The other thing, of course, is Kirstenbosch, especially now that they've got the Boomslang walk. I mean, that is just, that's amazing.
Amazing.
Again, you know, and Kirstenbosch is what, 100 years old? So there's a history, but it's also just a place to chill and relax and take your family, and which is always good. Another favorite, for those who want to shop, V&A.
Yes.
And then I think another hidden gem, District 6 Museum. I
Yes.
think for me, it's such an amazing space, and the stories that come through there and the engagement is just amazing. So, you know, if I had to just pick quickly, those would be my top picks.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me, and we hope to see you again.
Our pleasure.